Hey y'all, hey, I'm back with another video. So I know it's been a while. It's been a while since y'all saw me. But these whores pissed me off so badly. I said, I can't just talk about it. They gotta see me. They gotta feel my energy and where I'm coming from. It took me 2 hours probably to watch episode 1 because I kept stopping. I'm taking notes. I'm getting pissed off. We're talking about WAGs, okay? WAGs, I think to riches, a new show on Netflix, and I don't even want to waste no time. Can we just get to it? Sharelle, trash. Porsche, trash. Ashley, half trash. Alexis, a good friend. Stony, clearly that bitch. MJ, young, dumb, and full of you know what. And Sade, beautiful black Barbie. That's what I got. That's what I got so far. We're gonna go through it all. So let's start off with the first episode. So I'm gonna be reviewing episodes 1 and 2, and I'm gonna do it like that for this season. So, okay, when this show was first announced, honestly, I had zero intentions on watching it, let alone reviewing it. I didn't care. There's more than enough basketball wives and housewife franchises, around. And I'm like, I don't really think we need another one. But you know what? It was on. I just finished watching Young African. And that season, that was pretty good. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stick on this road and watch it. Now, before the show came out, I did hear that Sharelle, who, if you guys don't know, she is the fiance of Chad Ochocinco, but she also was on Selling Tampa, which I did review a few episodes of that. Now, Selling Tampa, I think only had maybe like 1 or 2 seasons, and then they kind of axed it. Well, it seems like they axed it at least or whatever. And so Sharelle was like the owner of like the real estate company, that was surrounded in that show. So I heard about her, which I thought was interesting because, if y'all pay attention enough, y'all know that her and Chad like aren't together or wasn't together or whatever. And then it said that yes, Jules was gonna be on this. And that's the main reason I wasn't gonna watch this show. If you don't know anything about Yes Jules, do your Googles. And it's really disgusting whoever made the decision to put her on this cast specifically with nothing but black women. It disgusts me. All these other damn shows that y'all have, y'all could have threw her on there. But y'all decided to throw a clearly anti-black woman. A woman that is anti-black as hell. Specifically towards, and has used that vitriol towards black women. Okay, and black people as a whole. Y'all thought that made sense to put her in a group, in this group. I didn't understand that, so that's why I didn't want to watch. But anyway, so we're here. So we start off with seeing Sharelle and Chad, they're at the golf course doing their thing or whatever. Sharelle gives a quick background on who she is. We know that we all know who Chad is or whatever. We know Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco wanted me though. Ocho Cinco wanted me. It's not what Ocho Cinco said. Come on. So they're out on the course or whatever. Then we go over and we see Alexis, who is Amari Stoudemire. If y'all don't know, that's a basketball player. I only know that because New York. Hello. She is on the course, but her and Amari are no longer together. And she owns like a cannabis farm, which I think is so interesting. Please, if she sees this review, I would love to learn more because I used to do marketing for a cannabis company years ago. So please, I would love to know more about that. Then we have Ashley, who is into real estate, and she is, I don't know if she's married to whatever, Philip Wheeler, who is a boxer. And then we have Porsche. Porsche is, no, sorry. Philip Wheeler is not a boxer. I think Porsche's man, Andre Beto, or whatever, he's a boxer. So from the first little scene and everybody just kind of talking to each other and in their confessionals, it seems like Sharelle is kind of like the it girl kind of like the group, or at least positions herself as so, and she just doesn't position herself as so. What I noticed throughout the first 2 episodes is the other girls around her, outside of like Stony and hell even MJ, like the rest of the girls, well, MJ even to a degree, like they hold Sharelle up in a way that allows her to act the way that she acts, which is disgusting. And we'll absolutely get there, right? So I think Portia might have been talking about, like Sharelle is really that girl and she's really connected. And if you want, like, it's all social climbing. It's all social climbing. I kind of get annoyed coming into shows like this with grown ass women. Like, I understand there's going to be catty shit when it comes to like these like all women ensembles. I get it. But it's like, to what degree though? To what degree? And to what degree of ass kissing are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway. So then we meet MJ. Now, MJ is in the store, okay, in a jewelry store, and there's some little girl running around, and she's holding, it looked like a freshly newborn baby, which I think she said that baby maybe like 3 months. And, you see the jeweler put in a ridiculously huge Cuban link, like a ridiculously huge Cuban link that baby, it literally made no sense, but it's fine. But MJ is Kodak Black's girlfriend. Couple things. Number one, there's a lot of things actually. Number one, girlfriend. We know that Kodak Black has had girlfriends at the same time. We know that he has a whole lot of children, which she talked about. Kodak Black, as we know right now, don't know what's going on, but somebody, and I hope if she cares the way that she says that she cares, is getting him the help that he needs, because that man needs help. But what I thought was interesting about what she said is that she said that, when she was younger, now this is what teed me off before I even saw that she was 22. What teed me off at her age is she said, growing up in middle school and in high school, I was a big Kodak Black fan. And I'm like, middle school and high school? Now, mind y'all, I just turned 30, right? So I'm like, middle school and high school? Even if I go a couple of years down from where I am, which is like Kodak's age. Kodak is, I think, like 27, 28. Even I go down to his age, I'm like, Kodak Black probably wasn't really a thing until I got into college. So I'm like, maybe high school, but anything younger than that, you young as hell. So then it said that she was 22. Now, the craziest thing that she pointed out was she said, I was a fan of him in high school. She said in middle school and high school. He would do all of the local high school talent shows and stuff like that around here. And I followed him on Instagram. He followed me back. But she put an emphasis on the fact that he did not DM me until I was of age. And then we started talking. I'm like, girl, bye. Because first of all, she said to Sharelle that she was having a hard time dealing with 2 under 2. So I think that was her saying that her daughter was 2, but her daughter didn't look 2. Her daughter looked older than that. But if you really do the math, I'm like, you was definitely messing around with this man when you were underage. I know you can't say that on camera, but the fact that you have to say he waited until I was of age to DM me is bullshit. You probably been fucking around with Kodak since you was probably 15, 16 years old. Like, let's just call a thing a thing. Let's just call a thing a thing. And then especially knowing how her mom is later when we find out, for sure. So then we move on and we meet Stony. Okay, so Stony has a boutique. She is the ex of Ricky Rose, the boss, and she also has a 22-year-old daughter with Rick, which I was like, damn, I didn't even know. First of all, I don't know how many kids that Rick Ross has, and I damn sure didn't know that he had a child that was that old. Like, that's kind of crazy to me, for real. But okay, and then on top of that, Rick Ross cycled through bitches so frequently. How the hell would I know? So we meet Stony. So Stony goes and meets up with Alexis, and so at the golf course, Stony was not there. All of the other girls except Stony was there. So Alexis is like, hey, you wasn't there. I'm wondering why. And so Stony was like, well, I wasn't invited. I feel like those group of girls, Sharelle and them, they just don't like me, or they don't want to be around me for whatever reason. And so it flashes back, and it shows that MJ and Stoney are pretty close. And I think maybe MJ might have mentioned, or something happened where Stoney wasn't allowed into somewhere. I don't know if it was a party or something, but MJ was just pretty much saying like, yeah, I think that like they have a issue with you or they don't like you, but I'm not really sure like why exactly that is. So then she goes into a little bit more information. She says she's not dating. And she was like, I think one of the biggest problems with me dating is that I still live in the house that Rick owns, which I'm like, I mean, one thing that I did agree with Sharelle that she said is like, why would you not just get your own house? But maybe that works for her. Like, maybe it works for her. I'm not here to knock nobody else's hustle. Like, so she says that. And then she says something about like a sex tape. And I'm like, a sex tape? Damn, we starting the season off like this? But then she goes into detail about how the whole sex tape was leaked by 50 Cent. And it wasn't until then that it dawned on me who she is. I know exactly who Stoney is, because a lot of times, like today, when we think about Rick Ross' baby mom, even though he has multiple, we think of Tia, right? And there's this famous magazine cover, I'm gonna see if I could put it up, of 50 Cent like kind of filming Tia or whatever. And this is around the time that Rick Ross and 50 Cent was beefing. And like she said, what ended up happening was that 50 Cent ended up leaking a sex video of his baby mom. I don't know why I always thought that was Tia, but it wasn't Tia, it was her. So what she explains is that she said, I was in a relationship with a man, he used to kind of like he used to like filming us when we did stuff. I let him cool. Me and him broke up. We wasn't on the best of terms. And then he ended up selling the videotape of us to 50 Cent. And then 50 Cent wound up putting it up on his website. And I remember when that happened. I remember that was a big deal when it happened at the time, like at the moment. So when she said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, you are that lady. That's so insane to me. Like, that's so crazy. And I'm like, thank you again for like reminding the public why 50 Cent is trash. I don't know why the public just kind of walks around and still like acts like he's like the best thing because he puts out subpar work like the fucking whole Ghost franchise. I don't know, but it pissed me off, and I was so glad that she told her story. But she talked about how much it really affected her and like, affected her kids and just everything. And I could only imagine. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So Alexis is like, well, maybe that's why like they don't want you around because of that. She was like, but that doesn't make sense to me, because if your stuff was like leaked and it was outed and that was like, a revenge porn type of situation, why would nobody like you? Right, Alexis? Right. Let's keep that motherfucking thought in mind. This is to me where shit went left. Everybody goes to Ashley's house, right? Everybody except Stoney, yet again. Everybody's at Ashley's house, right? So all the girls are sitting there. Somebody brought up Stoney. I don't know who it is, but somebody brought her up. And maybe it was Alexis. I don't know, but somebody brought Stoney up or whatever. And oh, that's what it was. One of the girls that do real estate, I want to say maybe it was Ashley that brought it up. Maybe it was Ashley or somebody brought up, hey, I am, doing real estate, right now. And there's a house that I'm about to go, show somebody to look at. And whatever area it was in, clearly you have to have a lot of money to live there, because the girls was like, oh, okay, that's a big deal. And so she was like, yeah, it's going to be, Stoney, like I'm going to be showing her because she wants to look. So Portia is like, well, does she have proof of funds? And it's like, why are you off top coming in shady and you never met this girl? You don't know her. That doesn't make sense. So Portia was like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Rick Ross's money. I don't know. Let me calm down, because I really want to do better in my reviews of not yelling and just getting to the point of what I'm trying to say. The thing that really bothers me, especially about that, is when the show first starts, all of you guys, somebody is doing a monologue talking about, we're not the same WAGs as before. We have our own bag. We come with our own money. We do our own shit. So it's like, you're trying to position it as if none of you ladies need the nigga that you're with. Y'all are all businesswomen in y'all own right. And you know what? It could be true that y'all are own businesswomen in y'all own right. But be clear as to why you're on this show. This show was called what? W.A.G.s. The only person that could probably kind of say something is maybe Sharelle, because she has Cell in Tampa. But even then, where is that show now? And is it as popular as any of the other selling shows? No, it's not. So let's be clear. Maybe you have your own bag, but a lot of y'all, the majority of y'all, got that bag off of being with your husband/boyfriend. And every single last one of y'all, not just Stony, is on this show because of the man that you're connected with. No matter how good of a businesswoman you are, it's called WAGs, wife and girlfriends of athletes. So to try to say and try to put it down like, oh, well, it's just Rick Ross's money. What are you talking about? All you hoes are pretty much doing the same thing. Let's not just point Stony out. Let's not do that, right? So then Sharelle is over there cracking the hell up at Porsche. Like, them two are going to really irk my damn soul. But she's over there cracking the fuck up. And so then she brings up the sex tape. And so she's like, I don't know. The only thing I heard about this girl was a sex tape. I mean, I didn't look it up. And so Portia's like, well, I'm going to go look it up right now. So she sits there and literally like Googles it and looks it up and starts laughing. And Sharelle was like, I just don't really know about that. And shout out to Alexis. Alexis is the type of friend that you need, because Alexis was like, I don't think it's fair for us to sit up here and judge her for that when, number one, you don't even understand all that happened with that. Like, you don't understand everything. Like, she was actually like, it's not like she put that out on her own. Like, that was something that was like leaked, without her permission. And Sharelle brings up the fact that she understands about the case because she knows that she went to court and she knows that she sued 50 Cent. So my thing is, if you know all of that, because it's one thing if you didn't, but the fact that you know that was more of a revenge porn situation and not her just being like Mimi and doing it her damn self and swinging from shower rods, why would still your response or your reaction to her name be, oh, well, she had a sex tape. Oh, well, she had a sex tape. Like what are we talking about? So then Sharelle says, like in her confession or whatever, I don't want her around. I don't want her around me because you know what? I can't have anybody around me that's not helping me. And reputation is a really, really big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And then she also goes on to say that she heard from other people that Stony was going around trying to get information on her. Now, if that is your problem with her, right? This is my thing with Sharelle. If that's your actual problem with her, is the fact that you feel like she was going around and trying to get tea on you, cool. I have no problem with that being the issue. But the main issue that you keep going back to at this part, lady at the party, and to keep going, is the fact that she had a sex tape that was out and you heard that that her reputation is, because she even said it in this little sitting that, oh, I heard, that she might be a porn star or whatever, or I'm not sure, but that's just what I heard. So your problem with her is not really the fact that you think that she was going around and talking about you or asking about you. Your problem is you feel like her reputation isn't well enough to sit with you. Let's really clear the deck. Let's clear the board. Like, I need everybody to get out my way with what I'm about to do. Everybody step the fuck out the way. I'm going to try to be as nice as possible and not yell. Fuck all that. Sharelle, nobody knows or cares who the fuck you are. Who are you? Great. You own a real estate company that's very successful. Awesome. Awesome. But outside of that, who the fuck are you? Who are you to be like, you can't sit here or you can't sit at my table? First of all, how old are we? You literally, then like the next episode are on the boat with Chad and God knows how many other kids. I think you said between y'all have maybe like 11 kids. Your daughter looks like she's a teenager. So let me get this right. As a grown ass woman with a successful business, all these damn kids that's teenagers, you're still acting like a teenager. All of this, oh, you can't sit with me, reputation. Let's talk about reputation. So, you have a problem with mixing with a bitch who had revenge leaked on her. But you don't have a problem with having a baby with and being engaged to a man who has domestic abuse past, who has a domestic abuse past. It's not alleged. That's what happened. We know what happened with Chad and Evelyn. As much as people don't like Evelyn, we know what happened and we know he headbutted her. But you don't care about your reputation in that sense. Because if anybody would mess up your reputation, it would be the man that you're having a kid with and that you're going to marry and that you're laying up with. And outside of just that, Chad Ochocinco had a bad rep for a long time in the NFL. That's why it took him so long to kind of come back into the fold, because he had a bad rep then. So if we're talking about reputation, how about we start with the nigga that you're laying next to and gonna marry for the rest of your life? The same nigga who you end up telling us not that much longer later in real life was doing nothing but cheating on you. Reputation though. But we're talking about somebody's reputation. Got it. Whatever. That shit pissed me off so bad. So then we move on and Chanel goes to meet MJ, right? And this connects to the reputation thing too, right? So when she gets there, right? You know, she's saying how she was supposed to meet up with MJ yesterday at the car dealership because MJ destroyed Kodak Black's car. And so she wanted to go like and shop for a new one to get him a new one. But she didn't show up. So she goes to the park. She meet MJ there. And, you know, MJ is talking about, yeah, I did destroy his car because, I found out that he was cheating. And I know people say that that's what I have to deal with, but I don't want to deal with it. And it's like, before we even get to the whole Sharelle thing, this is my thing about MJ. That's why I said there's not much for me to say about her because she's just young, dumb, full of, and then like knowing that like her mom was a pimp, her dad was out in the streets, like she ain't really stand a chance anyway for having like any real type of like self-worth or dignity. That's great that you're saying that that's what you don't want and you refuse to deal with that, but it's what you're putting up with, and you're putting up with it because of the bag. Like let's just these reviews, I'm not holding back for nobody. Call a spade a spade. You are allowing that man to disrespect you and cheat on you constantly. Although you sat up here and said that's something I'm never going to deal with. You constantly keep letting it happen and you're putting up with it because of the bag. Period. So how about we just all come to this resolve that that's why you're dealing with that man. And then we could just be done. But what really got me is that Sharelle is saying to MJ, because apparently I think MJ must be under like Sharelle's wing, the same way that come to find out Porsche works for Sharelle. I'm going to get to that in a second, Netflix. I'm going to get to that in a second. But she was saying like, I could tell when you and Kodak are not in a good place because, you're not in a good place. You completely shut down. You don't go anywhere. She literally said, you are missing meetings with clients. And you can't be doing that. So run it back. You just said in the last scene that you won't deal with Stoney because of her reputation, and your reputation precedes you. And if you're going to be standing next to me and with me, then your reputation needs to be as such. But you have no problem with MJ, as we'll get to later, fighting, getting arrested, missing clients. But you have no problem with that when she's actually directly connected to you and fucking up your reputation by not being professional. But that doesn't matter. That reputation doesn't matter. But she could still come and sit at the table. Oh, is it because she reminds you so much of you? Bet. What the fuck ever. Don't care. Moving on. So then we have Portia's cocktail hour. Porsche, all I got after this is Porsche is a social climber. She kept talking about oh yeah, that's why we moved here, me and my husband, because, this is where it's supposed to be. And if you want to be in with the who's who, do you need to, girl, you're a social climber and do better. Do better. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get in better places in life. But all this ass kissing, you're literally being the Robin Dixon to the Giselle Bryant. Like Sharelle is Giselle, which that's funny that rhymes, and then Porsche is Robin, and you're kissing her ass so much that we can't see where her ass begins and your lips, and where her ass ends and your lips begin. It's absolutely ridiculous. Calm down, sis. You're on this show. That should say enough, right? So then we have Tyreek Hill and Keita come in. Now Tyreek Hill, that's a name. You want to talk about a name? I don't even watch fucking football, and I know who the hell that is, okay? So Keita comes in with her man, Tyreek Hill, okay? And then I had forgot that Yes.Jules was on this show, so I got in my notes, why the fuck is I already went through my whole thing about I don't understand why Yes.Jules is here. We're going to try our best to not even touch on that whole too much, because she don't even deserve, we're going to try to act like she's not on this show for the most part, right? We're just going to do let's move the hell on. So then Amari Stoudemire ends up coming, which I thought that was nice. Then we meet Sade. Sade is a beautiful... Now, when the show first started, I don't know, one of them girls is like a pretty face, perfect body, pink seats. You know that Black Barbie song by Nicki? No, that's her. She's a Black Barbie. Sade is a Black Barbie. That woman is beautiful, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I said, come on, Robbie. Come on, Robbie. Come on. Because one thing you would notice is when all the girls are sitting there together, minus Stoney and minus Sade, y'all clearly all have a type talking about the fucking athletes. All you bitches look the same. Anyway, let's keep moving. So I'm going to touch on this later, but when Robbie came, his energy was really, really down. It was real, real, real down. And Tyreek did say, I don't really know where he's going to end up or whatever, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Like I said, Yes.Jules come on talking about Kanye texting her. We don't care. I don't care. Those are two people that you could absolutely believe that I don't give a fuck. Yes.Jules and Kanye West, bitch, I don't give two fucks. I could care less about your relationship. Moving on. Ashley, after talking to Yes.Jules, though, pretty much was like, I don't trust that bitch. I did my research on her and I don't trust her. And I said, and you shouldn't. And you shouldn't. None of y'all hoes should be trusting her, let alone let her come around. Y'all shouldn't be letting her come around. On a messy note, did y'all notice that Tyreek Hill kept looking at Yes.Jules, and not only just looking at Yes.Jules, but saying something about her, and it seemed like Yes.Jules was trying to kind of stay to herself. And then when they told Yes.Jules to come over and Tyreek was over there, she was like, oh my gosh, I knew. Y'all tell me, do y'all think he smashed? That's what it's giving. It's giving he either smashed before or he know his homies that has. It's one or the other. That was way too weird, the energy between her and Tyreek. It was weird. I don't know why Tyreek kept being fixated on her unless he fucked her or knows a lot of people that did. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But, okay, so Stoney ends up coming, right? As soon as Stoney comes, before Sharelle even meets her, says hello, says nothing, is in her confessional I don't even understand why this senior citizen is here. Let me say something, Sharelle. We'll get into it next episode, but I want to say it right now. Sharelle, I'm actually going to probably break this up. Look how long I'm talking. Sharelle, all of this, why do you keep referring to Stoney as a senior citizen when as what's her name ended up saying in the next episode, you are one of the oldest women here. And then I went to go look up how old Sharelle is. Sharelle is 37. I said, bitch, you lying. Bitch, you lying. Sharelle can't be no younger than 45. And when I say that, I mean no shade. If she was 45, she would look good as shit for 45. But for you to be 37, you's an old ass looking 37. That's how light-skinned people really be aging. Sharelle looks like she's for sure in her 40s, always has since the minute I saw her. But you want to talk about her being a senior citizen, especially again when you're not that much younger than her. Does that make you feel better? Is it because that's what people would say to you? Because I could call you a senior citizen. There's no way Sharelle is only 7 years older than me. That's not possible. I don't care what Google says. It's not possible. It's not possible. So she's calling her a senior citizen and then also judging her for, this is the part I really don't get. You are judging her for how she spent her motherfucking money. Her motherfucking money. Now, she did sue 50 Cent, and I believe they said that she got a nice little bit. I think she might have got like 20 mil or something like that. And she's like, and instead of spending it the correct way, you went and you blew it. First of all, you don't know that lady's financial situation. Second of all, it's not your money. You're acting like her spending her money had an effect on you. Like you were supposed to get a bag or something out of it. Who cares? Why does that matter? Why does how she spends her money make you mad and make you not want to be around her? Unless she was funding a children's war, I'm not understanding. So all of the girls are like sitting down except Stoney. So Sharelle within the group of girls was like, I don't like her. And I don't like her because, I heard about the whole sex tape and I heard that she's possibly a porn star, possibly an escort. And it's like, for you to not know somebody and not like them, I always think is one of the wildest things in the world. Unless somebody did something specifically to you. And that's why, going back to what I said, if her thing is, I don't like Stoney because I've been told that she's been trying to dig up dirt on me. If that was your one sticking point, cool. But your sticking point is she has a sex tape. She's allegedly a porn star or allegedly an escort. But who does Chad fuck? You trying to tell me your fiance don't be fucking escorts? Don't be fucking porn stars? Hasn't? Wouldn't? Doesn't? Even if that was the case. But you don't know that. You're going off of what you heard. So Stoney comes over and all of the girls are talking. And this is, I'm going to tell you, what really pissed me off, a lot of things pissed me off, but what really made me mad is the fact that y'all made me agree with Yes.Jules. And I'm disgusted by that. I never want to agree with Yes.Jules. But Jules was like, I think that's kind of, this is like right before Stoney came over. She's like, I think that's kind of messed up to label her as that when the whole situation. So Stoney comes over and she's like, what y'all talking about? And so Jules told her, they trying to judge you for the whole tape thing. And she's like, whoa. Wait, what? So again, Sharelle leans over and is like, I don't, like you because I heard about this. And it's just like, it really irks my soul. So Stoney was like, let's just me and you talk away from the group. Her and Sharelle go over there to talk. And it's like Sharelle was really like talking down on Stoney and literally made no sense. Said, I heard that you had a sex tape. Okay, but you also heard how that whole situation happened. So for you to hear that whole situation, her telling you out of her own mouth that that's what happened, and for you to still say, I don't like you because of that, you're on some mean girl shit. Like MJ said the next episode, bitch, you're a mean girl, and let's talk about teachers. Bitch, you're too old to be doing that. You are almost somebody's grandma. If your daughter could get pregnant right now, you'll be somebody's grandma. You don't got the nerve. You don't got the nerve to be a mean girl towards nobody. Not at your big ass age. And to be so selective, because at the end of the episode, because, Stoney was just like, girl, I don't got nothing to say to you. Like, if that's what you want to judge me on, fine. And then what really stilted for me is that when Stoney left, Sharelle is like, I'm not the one who be getting hood rats and stuff. How is she a hood rat? Like, you're basing all of this off of nothing. Literally off of absolutely nothing. And so at the end of the episode, Stoney is looking on her phone and sees that MJ got arrested for yet again fighting one of Kodak's BMs. It's all over the blogs. But then MJ is then invited to the breakfast later. And Sharelle's not at the table like, why are you here? Why are you here? And I'm gonna get into this next episode. I'm gonna really get into it. But the colorism is tired. It's tired, it's played, it's delayed, and it's through. Because the fact that all of you bitches are here, and it seems like the only two people that y'all are icing out is Stoney and Sade, that says a lot. We're not gonna pull no Real Housewives of Potomac shit on here. Not on my motherfucking watch. Because I'm gonna call all you bitches out. Sharelle, trash. Porsche, trash. Ashley, halfway trash. Alexis, you're a good ass fucking person and you're a good human being with a good heart and you stand up for people when they fucking need it. Jules, get that bitch off my table. Stoney, you're amazing. Sade, you're a fucking goddess. I'm done. Bye.